Friday. We got Mr. Betts and Dr. Main here. And so we're here to wrap up your week with one more good science lesson. And so we're going to continue talking about those plant structures that we talked about yesterday and the functions that they do. And so, but we're going to kind of put a different spin on it today. And so we're going to work with things called similes and metaphors. And what a simile and metaphor are comparisons that we make. And so if I say, you are as beautiful as the moon, then I'm comparing someone to the moon, right? And so, yeah. And so there's a video that's going to come on after this. It's you may have seen it before in one of your older classes, but it talks about similes and metaphors, and it gives us some ideas of ways that we use those comparisons. When we can use comparisons, it shows us that what we're able to know. If we understand what something is, then we can make a good comparison for that, right? And so, yeah, exactly. And so you actually came up with some comparisons for us. Well, okay. And so Dr. May, you should have seen him working. I have never seen somebody work as hard as Dr. Main did on this activity. And so he's come up with some metaphors for the fourth grade teachers. Now, for those of you in my class, you're getting to know me, but we want to make sure that you get to know Miss Metzger, who teaches the other in-school fourth grade. And then we have Miss Simpson that's with us, that's teaching fourth grade and third grade, and she's doing the online version of that. And so, anyway, well, let's see what you came up with for your comparisons. Let's see the first one here. Miss Metzger is like a cactus. A cactus, huh? Now, Dr. Main, when I think of a cactus, I tend to think of something kind of prickly, something kind of sharp and that kind of thing. But why would you compare her to a cactus? He compared her to a cactus because she's so adaptable. That's right. Cactuses are a plant that have to adapt to environments that don't have much water. And boy, when I think of people who are adaptive or adaptable, boy, I think of Miss Metzger. She's able to do so many different things in different circumstances, right? And so, yeah, I get your thinking. That because statement kind of helps to explain it a little bit, doesn't it? Well, let's look at the next one that we have here. Miss Simpson. Miss Simpson is like an angel. Okay, well, that's an interesting comparison. What's your reasoning behind that? Why did you come up with that? You know, you're right. Miss Simpson, many of you may not know, but Miss Simpson helps to run an organization that takes care of dogs that have been abandoned. And so it's called Tyson's Chance. And so she's awfully nice. I can see where you can get an angel out of Miss Simpson. Well, that too. She always says hello to Dr. Main. You know, the angel's halo. Okay, yeah, I see it. Yeah, you're onto something here. What about me? Did you do one for me? You did. You said Mr. Betts is like the sun. Well, I mean, I have to admit, I'm a little bit flattered, Dr. Main. Like, you know, I guess maybe I light up a room, or I'm really big, or, you know, that I provide energy that helps things to live. Dr. Main, he said that I was a big ball of gas. So that is not true. That is not true. It's not, Dr. Main. Listen, what happens off camera stays off camera, okay? Listen, stop, okay. Anyway, you get the idea. And so we're comparing something, and if you notice, like, it doesn't really make sense unless we have the explanation, right? And so that's what Dr. Main did with our plant parts, and that's what you're going to do with your plant parts as well. And so we're going to come up with some comparisons for them, some similes or a metaphor. Now, a simile uses like or as, and a metaphor is just a comparison. Either one will work. And so let's see what he did for the parts or the structures of the plant. And so he said roots are like a vacuum cleaner because they suck up, like we're having trouble seeing, because they suck up water and nutrients from the soil. You compared them to a vacuum cleaner, huh? Yeah. If you've used a vacuum cleaners suck up. That's what roots do. Roots are in the ground, and they suck up the water. That's a good comparison. What did you do for stems? Oh, let's see. You said stems are like, and I like how you just put the word in there. You didn't feel like you had to start over. They're like roads because they carry water and nutrients and food throughout the plant. No, that's exactly what a stem does. It's almost like a highway, isn't it? That goes things go back and forth. You've really got these going pretty well. Leaves are like McDonald's because they make food. You know, I have never thought about that, but a leaf would be like a McDonald for a plant, wouldn't it? And so that's exactly right. What did you do for flower? I don't, you didn't do one for flower? Because you couldn't think of one? Well, flowers help a plant reproduce. What is something that reproduces? Maybe like a copy machine? Yeah, that would be something that reproduces, right? And so you can think of lots of things that help reproduce or make something new, because that's what a flower does. And so your task, boys and girls, is that you are going to come up, you are going to do very similar to what Dr. Main has done here in your science composition book. You're going to tell us roots are like what? You get to come up with it, and then you're going to draw a picture, and then put that because statement. Tell us why it does that. That will help us to understand your thinking and see if you understand that function of the particular structure. And so you, Dr. Main, I just want to say, whenever they said that I was going to be joined by another teacher, I had to admit I was a little bit concerned. But your work today has just been absolutely outstanding. And you know what? I bet those boys and girls out there are going to be able to do even better than what you did. Yes, you don't understand the fourth graders that we have out there. They can come up with some unbelievable artwork and come up with some good comparisons. Well, I don't know if you're feeling this, boys and girls, but Dr. Main is throwing the challenge to you. Let's see if you can do better than what he did. And with that, Mr. Betts and Dr. Main are out.